Thank you for joining us at Servant Crafts. My name is Carla, and today we're going to start a new project, a crochet doll of St. Francis of Assisi. The pattern is by Julie Frew, and you can find her on Etsy. I'll also link it in the description below. And let's get started on this great project. St. Francis, pray for us. We started making one arm. I completed that arm off camera and did a second arm. So hand and sleeve. Those will be attached when we finish the body. Then I've been working here on the body. This is the standard Amigurumi circle with increases to form a nice solid bottom. Then you do a row where you work in the back loop only, and that does allow it to turn and kind of go up from there. So as you can see, I've done quite a bit of the body, but it's time now to deal with stuffing. You do have to stuff as you go. The arms are not stuffed at all. They're so small that we don't stuff the arms at all, but we do stuff the body. And something different that I tried on the last doll I made was to put some of these, sorry, they're noisy, these acrylic kind of pebbles. They come in vases sometimes, you know, to hold flowers. And I have found that when I put them down here in the bottom, it provides enough weight to stabilize the bottom better. So make sure you've got enough to cover the bottom. And then when you set it down, you can see it just really sets down and is stable. At this point, now we can do the polyester stuffing, and you begin to stuff it very tightly. This looks like a whole lot, but I bet you it's all going to go in there. Now don't stuff it completely to the top, because we will continue to crochet the body, and that stuffing can really get in the way. So I make sure that I've got it stuffed tightly and down far enough that that I can still work at the top and not have the stuffing be in the way. But as you can see, that's very stable with those pebbles, or whatever you want to call them, in the bottom. It stands nicely. And okay, here's how far the head has come, and it's now telling us to put in the safety eyes. These are safety eyes. There's one eye and one back for each eye. It says to place them between rows 38 and 39, which I just completed 43, so that's 5 rows back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so right in between here. So I'm going to just place one in between the stitches like that, and you push it through as tight as you can. And then on the inside, take this little disc and you want to push it so that the flat side is going towards the eye or towards your crocheting, and the curved side is on the inside of the head, if that makes sense. And these are really, you can really hurt your fingers trying to get them snapped down tight. You want the back tight against the crocheting in the yarn. So you need to snap them down in. There we go. There. Now it's totally tight. You can see that's flush. And there's the eye on this side. And it says to put 6 stitches in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There he is. Starting to take shape. Starting to look like somebody. Got these fuzzies here I need to cut off. And then they say, the pattern says to stuff it very tightly. You can see inside here, you've got your 2 eyes, and that's the neck opening there. But another addition that I do to my dolls is I add a pipe cleaner in the neck. Now this pipe cleaner here, I'll link the pipe cleaners, I'll link the eyes, and other things that I've used as well in the description. And also link those cleaner folded in half, because I don't need this length, but I do want the strength. And then I twist it, and I have so much help. Go on. That helps to make it a little bit stronger, and this is just to help to support the neck and the head. Sometimes once you get it stuffed in there, the head can become rather heavy. So now I have placed the pipe cleaner down inside the neck, and then I am going to try to put some stuffing around the edges of that pipe cleaner as well as filling up the head. I'm going to add this a little bit at a time because I want to keep the pipe cleaner as centered in the neck opening as possible. I've tried doing this both ways, where I insert the pipe cleaner and then I try to crochet around it. I found that much more difficult than this time, where I inserted it later after I had finished the crochet. There we go. And I'll keep adding more stuffing until I get it full and tight, but not to the top, because I still need to crochet some more around the top. Pass it off and leave enough to sew it onto him. And I should have left a longer tail to start with, because that's what I want to use to sew together this part right here, which is going to make it look like a hood that's there. So we have St. Francis's hair and his beard pieces all ready to go here. I like to get them positioned and pinned before I sew anything down. Now I have woven in all the ends, and so I'm going to find the center of, this is his curly beard piece, which is going to be this piece right here. And I'll try to center that down between his eyes. And again, I'm going to just use pins. All right, so you can see that I have all the pieces of his beard, his mustache and sideburns, and his hair attached, and I'm happy with where that sits and how that looks. Okay, I have been working up until now completely with my 3.5 millimeter hook, and since we are going to move to the small things, I'm going to pick up my 2 millimeter hook. I have chosen to make another change in the pattern. Number one, to use white and not light brown, because every Franciscan that I've ever known wears a white cord around his waist, and so I chose to use white. And I'm going to add to the end, one of the ends of the cord, I'm going to add 3 knots. That's for the Franciscan's vow of poverty, chastity, and obedience. Okay, here's another little piece that I changed also, and that is the rosary. I didn't want to make the rosary out of the golden floss because Franciscans do profess poverty, chastity, and obedience, and I don't think that any Franciscan would have a golden rosary. So I chose this kind of off-white called ecru. You can see. I don't know if you can see the difference in the color there. But so I'm using this one for the rosary. Now, the cross I found very difficult to understand, so I kind of just did my own thing, and it seemed to look like a cross. I can show you, I have another St. Francis done, and this is the cross that I ended up with. It looks like a cross. And then you just knot the cord. So, let me see if I can do it again. I'm gonna chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, and another slip stitch to the next chain. Now I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, slip stitch into that second chain from the hook, use it. And then I'm going to go back and slip stitch into the base of the cross so that I've got the top of the cross right here and the first arm right there. I'm going to slip stitch into the last 3 chains on the hook. Not on the hook, last 3 chains. And that's the bottom. And now I'm going to come back up on the other side, and I think this is where I messed up. This is the top of my cross. This is my first crossbar. And so I need to slip stitch 1, 2, and on the third I should be just even with the other cross bar. And now I can do 1, 2 chains, slip in the second chain from the hook, and then come back into the center and slip stitch there to finish. That looks better. And there's your little cross. Now again, leave a good tail, pull it through. Now, a rosary has many, many beads on it. We can't certainly put that many knots on this little piece for our St. Francis doll. So what I'm going to do is, and what I did on the other one, is I just tied 10 knots. So 10 beads is 1 decade of the rosary. And so that's what that will represent. And I'm just tying just regular knots, just trying to keep them as even as I can, but it's okay. Now I have 10 knots. What I'm going to do is thread my needle back up again, and I'm going to fasten this to the top of the cross. There it is. It's not a true rosary, but it's a representation of it for him. And we'll take that and loop it on his belt. Go. That looks pretty much like a little bird.